So once you have the teamwork principles established and you're ready to teach them, how do you activate a movement using the All-American Citizen Team teamwork principles? How do you engage and move from a competitive matter-based society to a collaborative Republic team mind-based society? The answer is that we activate a movement by using the language and rules of teamwork and communicating with the right words and with reconciled numbers. Now, what do I mean by that? There are tools for communication. We all are very familiar with the words we use, and you have to use the correct words with correct definitions, the language, in order to move someone, or a team in this case, in the same direction. You need a plan that invites teams from all community sectors. That's what we're speaking about and what you're watching right now, the All-American Citizen Team game plan. And you need a map that tracks reconciled escalating numbers. What do I mean by that? Well, we know that numbers equal momentum. And when you have momentum, that equals commercial viability. Think about rallies. Think about news items of the day. It really does not matter what the news issue is. If you have enough numbers involved in the process, it has momentum, and that is a worthy story. If not for the story itself, for the story that the numbers are creating. So how do we ignite and drive a movement like this? Well, as it turns out, it comes in one of the least likely of places, that of the children. You may be wondering right now, why the kids? Children are able to learn a new system faster. They don't come in with all of the preconceived notions and all of the ideas of how the world works that have become the systems that we as adults operate out of. They don't have to unlearn things that we've learned before they learn a new system. It's fresh to them, and they're looking for what works that they can apply. Children are also apolitical. They're not invested in just power for power's sake at this point. They are inspired by learning. They are inspired and mesmerized by the wonder of a new world that's around them. And children are most able to be drivers ultimately because the only fuel they need is recognition. If we as adults, we in the media, we in all 7 pillars recognize the children for their efforts and what they are discovering, they will move heaven and earth in that effort. So how do we provide the fuel? Well, media equals the fuel pump. Media provides the recognition, and the recognition is the fuel. And that combination of resources produces an almost irresistible movement. So once you've entered the promotion phase, once you know what it takes to promote, how do you get started? You initiate by engaging the 7 community pillars. I've spoken about them throughout the presentation. As it turns out, we've learned through our research that each community that you are involved in has 7 pillars that must be engaged for the purpose of empowering a united, interconnected, sovereign people for self-government. Our mission statement for the All-American Citizen Team. All other pillars are engaged to supplement the education sector where the students are driving the process and media is fueling the process. And what are those pillars we speak of? The business community, which involves LLCs and S-Corps and all of the organizations, small business and large business that we are involved in. Government, which makes the law. And the 3 branches within that government, executive, judicial, legislative. Also the law enforcement, those charged with enforcing the laws that government puts forth. The front lines, so to speak. The service organizations, the 501c3s among us, the nonprofit groups, and finally, the religious organizations that really provide the principles that they teach each community that really drive the understanding of why we engage in any process we do in life. Well, all of these pillars of the community, turns out, are mobilized when they're working in support of the students, of the education sector. And how are they all made aware of the efforts the students are putting forth? Well, that comes through the media. Together as bookends, the media and the education sector create an umbrella over all 7 pillars in the community that engage all of them in the process of recognizing and contributing to the All-American Citizen Team. So let's come up with an example. Media recognition for K through 12th grade. This is an example of how students might become involved. An individual educator designs a curricula or incorporates into their existing curricula an All-American Citizen Team focus. They might come up with an entire course or a project put on the syllabus that includes the student working with their individual family team to design an All-American Citizen Team webpage. It might be a virtual show and tell project where they upload video and audio journals weekly onto their website, describing what it's like to engage in self-governance. Each student's family page will be linked to the school's classroom page and vice versa. From the student's perspective, the school projects are helping them and their families discover the story of how their cities were founded and how their communities developed as a part of the city story. This does several things. It encourages them, it inspires them, it shows them where their place is on the map. And these students are providing the foundation and the fuel for an annual city and county birthday party celebration. Essentially, the kids are birthday party planners because all the big people in their life that are working to put together the birthday party itself are inspired by the kids and their efforts. The adults are responding by establishing the annual city and county birthday party celebrations to what the kids are driving as a bedrock.